So it says recording started. Yeah, so good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining Marketing Architects Virtual Community Group. We have a great session for you today. We have Lukas Lunow from Copenhagen, Denmark today joining us. And we're going to be looking at Marketing Cloud engagement, how you can measure journey health easily and without much manual continuous effort. So without further ado, do you want to get started, Lukas?
Yes, thank you for the introduction, Timo. And let me just kill my Slack as the last window here. Now it's gone, and I can be undisturbed. So welcome everybody, and again, thank you so much for having me here, Timo. Just a brief introduction first to myself, and then to what we'll be spending today's session doing. So for those of you who might not know me, my name is Lukas Lunow. I'm a marketing cloud architect at a Salesforce partner in the north called Axenon. Started in Sweden, but now we're just opened in Denmark, where I'm the first and only employee yet. And I've been working with a lot of marketing cloud engagement projects and marketing cloud core data cloud for the last 10 plus years, and spent 6 of those actually being employed at Salesforce as a consultant. So, but today, actually 22 days ago, I joined Axenon, and yeah, you don't need to read all the brief text, but it's a Salesforce partner who's doing most Salesforce clouds, and we are based in Northern Europe and Scandinavia, Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. And yeah, I'm the lead marketing cloud architect at Axenon now. So yeah, thanks for having me. And without further ado, let's quickly jump into thank you. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules, wherever you are, if it's in the afternoon, early morning, or anywhere in between. Thank you for joining me. And thank you for still being interested in marketing cloud engagement. I thought everyone was chasing Agent Blazer legend status, but I was mistaken. There are actually still 16 people who are interested in MCE, which is good, because I am myself really passionate about the old classic exact target. I don't think the new products are bad, but I think they're different. So for the type of customers who are enterprise, who I'm working with, MCE is still great. It's still, I call it like it's a platform where you can basically do whatever you want. It's challenging, of course, because you don't get anything out of the box, but you get a really cool toolbox. And before we go too much into those details, I'll warn you, we might be visited by some cats and maybe a dog during this conversation. So please don't be scared if any four-legged animal suddenly walks around our camera. Good, let's move forward and jump straight into it. So what we'll be looking at, as you saw in the invitation and in the agenda, is marketing cloud journey health checks, or maybe marketing cloud email on journey monitor. So whenever I was working, or I am working with customers who are working with marketing cloud engagement and journey builder, you know, a lot of you have your always on journeys. It can be a welcome journey, it can be a win back journey, it can be anything. You build it, you put it live, your automation is running daily, or maybe you are being triggered by data from Salesforce, from Sales Cloud, from Service Cloud, or when a new lead is created. Everything is fine. But you set it up in 2019, and now it's 2025. They're running fine, but how often do you actually go in and check how they look? You know, I have seen customers who are sending, welcome emails promoting products they are no longer offering. I have seen emails that link to pages that have been offline for more than a year, and this is really what I'm trying to showcase here. How can we do that in a way so it gets more automated, and we can get this up and running in no time. So again, I have two parts of this. It's the snapshot, which gives you an overview of the visuals in the in your emails, and the second one is a link check alert, which goes through the links which have been clicked on your emails and checks if any of them are dead or in any other way invalid. So first of all, we have our link check. So we run an automation that goes through everything that's been sent so far and checks all the URLs. And if it spots a dead email, or sorry, that link, it sends you an email telling, hey, in this email, we have this link, which is dead. Maybe it also shows you which journeys it's been used in, because as you know, you need to update emails in journeys for them to be, reflected live. All of this is being pushed directly to your inbox. And the other one is an automated screenshotter on my paparazzi function, which goes through your recently sent emails, takes picture of them on regular basis, and allows you to have an overview of what kind of emails have been sending recently. So this is kind of what we're looking into here. And let me just go through each of these solutions. I'll have a few slides, but I'll also, which I really love, be showing this in real life in Marketing Cloud. So first of all, let's check if we have anything on the link checker that might interest you. And I'm super open to any questions in the chat. Super open if anyone wants to raise the hand. And Timo, since I am sharing my screen, I might not always be away. Maybe I can.
Already on it.
Yeah,
So
I have it. Yeah, I have it here, and I can see you already wrote. That's perfect. So I'm keeping my chat open because I have multiple screens, so everything is good. If anyone wants to ask questions, feel free to do it whenever you want. Good, and let's go into link checker. So don't be scared, it's not that bad. It's a reactive link checker. It's reactive because it's relying on the click data view. So it can only check things that actually have been clicked. You could then argue, hey, maybe we should do something that is using the Content Builder API and checks all the emails all the time. But personally, I think the added effort of going through everything in your Content Builder on regular basis will be very, very complex, will be very, very process and time consuming. So I would rather, check things that are actually being sent out, that are actually being clicked. Because if it's not sent out, if it's not being clicked, then it's not a problem. It's only a problem if someone actually clicks a link that is dead. So again, I'm querying the click data view, and we are then, of course, taking the most recent clicks and remove the query strings, because we always check unique links. So everything that you might be sending out, it has UTM parameters and all that. We don't need that. We just need, the base URL. We then build this list of recently clicked links, and we deduplicate links that are not recently being validated. This means that we have we only want to check every link once. So if you have the same link in 5 emails, you might find it in the click data view in the reference of 5 emails, but we only need, of course, to validate it once. We are running a server-side JavaScript activity that basically does a GET request to those URLs, because in those GET requests, we can get information about the response the status code of the response. Is it 200? Is it 404? Is it 500? And then we write that back to our link data extension to see, is everything returning 200? And if it's not, we are having a filter that says, hey, today we found 2 links that did return 404. We then sent an automated email to a predefined list of recipients saying, guys, this is something that you should be having a look at. And we are then logging this sent out to our to data extension. This is simply because we don't want to bother you again and again and again about the same link that is invalid. This is simply because when you send out an email, well, it will have a dead link. So a lot of people might still be clicking that link tomorrow, in a week from now. You don't want to be notified about it more than once. So at some point we have data retention. So this link will disappear from the list of validations. If it somehow reappears, then we will send out the notification again, but otherwise we will not. So again, it's a very simple process. It's self-contained within Automation Studio, so you don't need anything third party to run this. I have some details here for the more tech-savvy people, but it's basically just a list of what's happening. If you want to dive into this during my recording, if you want to somehow build this yourself, you will have a good step-by-step documentation for what's actually going on. Then let's just wait maybe with the email paparazzi and instead maybe just start doing something on actual Marketing Cloud. So all here we have our email here. Let me just stop sharing and share something else instead, which will be my screen. So let me see how it works. It doesn't work very well. Let me just share another screen instead, which will be this one. So let's just turn this around. One moment, please. And we should be good to go. Where do you have it? Here we go. And sharing, yes. So let's just have
Lukas,
yes.
Sorry? There is the first question. So I was
Oh,
wondering
yeah.
if you want to answer it already. So after the email is sent and says the admin is notified if a dead link, what steps are taken to resolve those links?
Good question. Good question. So it's obviously a manual process, because if a link is dead, we don't know what the right link is, right? So I was also thinking, can we do this like in an automated way? But of course you can't. You need to see, okay, let me just do something here and say, good, I'll put a block here, which says today's weather in Copenhagen. And I'll just go to my favorite tool here, Copenhagen. So this is then the right URL, and I'll put it in. And then also have, this is not today's weather in Copenhagen. So again, here we'll put a very xyz.no. So this is maybe even better, and Nobo. See, so this is obviously 404. So let's use that as This is not today's webinar. So what happens is, if I click on the wrong link, of course we're being notified, but since we don't know the right link for this, we need to somehow figure it out ourselves. So it will be a manual task of saying, hey, your notification tells you which link was incorrect. And then it's up to you to say, is this a link which have moved? Is this a link which has been kind of, what do you say, unpublished because it was an old campaign that will not come back? It's then up to the marketeers to decide what should happen. I was thinking if some links have automated redirects, so it's like move permanently, and then you get redirected to the right URL. You could consider notifying about those, but since people are still arriving to the right destination because of the redirect, that's fine. So it is a manual process to get that up and going. So let me just quickly set up this email. I have it here, and I want to have a quick journey, which will tell me, a multi-step journey, and I want this to go out to my data extension. It's called my leads. Done. And I want this to send me an email. And this email will be the one I just did here for the weather forecast. Perfect. Done. Let me just have it as transactional. Good. And then let's call this hello trailblazers. And let's just run it once. So as you see here, everything is set up as it should. Let me just see if it validates. And we should be good to go. So this is just, a journey like could be any other journey. You don't need to send the emails through a journey. You don't need to send it through the journey to actually have it working, and it can just use the the same how do you call it? You can use Automation Studio Sense, you can use Guided Sense. And we have a question here from Lena. You can get the same functionality with Litmus Email Guardian. Any good reasons to build it with an SFMC? So, Lena, I'm not familiar with Email Guardian. I would imagine that you need to pay for it. Since this is Litmus, I'll be surprised if they gave it out for free. And also, I might think that Email Guardian could be something that you validate your emails when you build them, as you do with Litmus. The preview, the client-specific preview. But this is more on an ongoing basis. So it's not something that you use when you build the email, because when you build the email, you usually do check that all your links are working. It's something that kind of keeps you on your toes and makes sure that and make sure that you actually have your your emails and links monitored on an ongoing basis. So let's see here. We have now sent out this this email here, and let me just check my my inbox here. Yes. So this is now our email, as you saw, and let's just click the wrong link here. See, now we got like a 404. Now if we go to Automation Studio, this is the automation that we have here. And if we go into our link check, then we can see that right now we have 2 URLs, which I tested a few days ago. And you can see one is 200 and one is 404. It shows you what email name, it shows you what journey name, and you can see here that this one has been alerted. So we know we have sent out an email saying, Lucas, your email one welcome has a bad link in it. Please go out and fix it. And as you see, this doesn't have an alerted because this was an error 200, sorry, status 200. And that we know it's not something that we need to validate because this is obviously working fine. So if you go back to Automation Studio, we can run it again. And hopefully we should at some point see that we have another record here, which is the bad link. I have checked, I've clicked. Oh, maybe also let's click the right link as well, just for your information. So we have now both of these links clicked, and we have our automation running. So I don't know if I still have the, if I've still managed to get the new click into click data view, because that's the first query that we are running. But if I haven't, well, you will at least be able to see the dead link in this data extension soon. So let's just go in here and see. As you see, the first one here is basically checking all the all the links. And if there's a question mark, so it has query parameters, we strip those. So we only include the URL. If it doesn't have query parameters, we give like the full URL. And it gets it from click because we obviously need the URL. We want to join it with job ID and journey activity and journey data view. So we know exactly the email name and we know the email name, and we have the journey name. And we also, want to exclude links that are dynamic, because if it's something with redirect to and percent signs, we know this is a fully dynamic link. We cannot really validate that. So let's see if the first step has run. It has. So let's see. We should actually have, see here. We have the weather forecast here. We actually managed to get both clicks here. And this, I'll guess, is our 404, and this is our 200. And as you can see, it has not been validated yet. We don't have the result, and we don't have the alerted timestamp, because we haven't reached those steps yet. Right now it's running the script activity, and I can quickly show you the script activity. It's actually super simple. It's basically just a HTTP request of type GET. And I'm faking being Chrome, because I have seen that there are some websites that are responding with strange statuses if I'm just doing a simple request without any user agent. So we're faking the user agent. No, and there are no inner limits for outbound API calls. So the only thing that you have here is you have a limit of your automation runs, how many automation runs you have included in your Marketing Cloud license. But other than that, we don't have any limitations. So again, it just runs this, and it gets the status code from our response, and it updates the data extension with the status code. So I would assume it has done, yes, it has already run the update here. So let's see if we have C. Okay, this is error 0. So it's interesting, it doesn't return a 404, but it also doesn't return a 200. So let's see what my filter is set to do. Let me just check. And again, here you can decide yourself. Do you want to only alert on 404 and 500, or do you want to alert on anything that is not 200? And because you can see, it's pretty much, it can be quite random what type of errors or what type of response codes the websites are returning back to you. So let me just see how far we are here. Okay, we have run this, and let's just check again if we have sent out any notifications here. And no, we have not alerted it. And this is because, let me just check again. We've not alerted ourselves because the filter is probably set to only alert if it's to get that links. Let's see here. It's probably only set to alert if it's 404 or 500. But again, it's up to you to decide what kind of criteria you want for the alerts to go out. And here you can see here you can get here an hour ago you can have an automation that sends out, and the email will always be sent out, but you'll just get a notification for that, hey, we have no dead links this time, but it's up to us to say what kind of criteria do you want for these links to be alerted. But otherwise, let me check again here in the yes. So otherwise, it will be look like this. There's that link in your email. It will give us the link that is failing, which is this one, and it will show us it was found on this email in this journey. And if it appears in multiple journeys, but in the same email, we will get it multiple times because we want to make sure that it's been fixed in all the emails. And we have a question from Amit. With web links, or will it also support deep links? Well, I would say deep links is also web links. So as long as that's the case, it should, any URL which returns HTTP status code is supported, you can say. So it's up to you to say which. Let me just check this again. It's basically up to you to say what kind of links you want to have validated. See here, we only check if it's 404. We can also check it here if it's so again, if we do it like this, and if we run this automation again, we should be able to say that we'll get the email notification. So again, you can say it's equal to 404, or you can say that the validation result, just remove this, is not equal to 200, which I think will be the one that gives you any error. So if it's 404, 500, anything else, you'll get this notification. So again, you can tweak it as much as you want to give you the right output. Cool. Any other questions?
There were a couple of ones. I think Lena was asking about the Litmus email guardian. Didn't notice if you covered that one.
Yes. I said that, if I would probably think that Litmus is normally a paid tool, and this is obviously part of your platform, so you don't pay extra for this. And I'm not familiar with Email Guardian, but I would assume it is something where you check your emails upfront when you build them, and not on an ongoing basis, because I don't think Litmus Email Guardian has access to your click data view. I can check up on that, and I think I know Lena, so I'll just get back to you on that one afterwards, Lena.
To my knowledge, actually, I've been fiddling around with Litmus. I think it works in a way that it's basically a recipient email address. So you can.
Okay, so so you need to use like a seed list kind of thing to keep.
Well, you could send the email first there and then to the rest of the people, and I don't know, but maybe you can check it out later.
Yeah, exactly. But still, you can say it's an it's an extra step. And again, I'm not saying that you cannot use Litmus Email Guardian for this, but again, we all know that there's no such thing on Marketing Cloud as automated seed lists. So what you will need to have is every email that you send out from Marketing Cloud, be it a transactional one, a journey, or a campaign, will always need to have those recipients added manually. And in this case, you don't have to do anything. You will just keep receiving those notifications on a daily or weekly basis telling you, hey, it looks like something has broken. You will need to think about that in your daily life, because it will just run on its own. So that's the key difference here.
Thank you. Did you also check Dennis's question? Dennis Lysenko asked, "Are there inner SFMC?" Yeah.
Yeah, for the limits, yes, there are no limits as such, because they have your API call limits for Marketing Cloud is only on inbound calls to like upsert data to a data extension or trigger a journey. Outbound calls are not subject to any limits, only limits of number of automation runs. So you probably don't want to have this running every 15 minutes, but just once a day or maybe even once a week should be fine, because alternatively you will never find out about those dead links. So yeah, it's up to you to decide how often you are running this. Okay.
Thank you. And I think that's all questions for now.
Perfect. So let me just jump into the next one, which is our email paparazzi. So what happens here? This is a bit more a more simple solution. We are utilizing our email send log, which I think most of us are already using. The important part is we need to pass on the how do you call it? The viewer's web page URL to email send log for all recipients. Then we have a query that is getting the most recent and unique viewer's web page URL and pushing it to data extension called email previews. So here you might already have some questions. And one question that's highly relevant could be, but Lukas, we are sending this email to 50,000 people. And of course, some of them will get different versions. And I said, yes, I know, but from my experience, it's still not very common that Marketing Cloud engagement customers are doing highly personalized emails. They can, of course, have some, of course, hello first name. It can replace some parts of the email dynamically, but as a whole, it's quite evident that 90% or 85% of the email is the same. Which means if we have a send job that is sending out 50,000 emails, we are just taking the most recent record from the send log for that specific send job. So it's the newest viewer's web page URL we are checking. I've been thinking about what you could do if you have a lot of dynamic content, or at least some dynamic content. And I'm a huge fan of impression regions in AmpScript. Impression regions, for those of you who are not familiar, is a functionality which you can either use in your code. Dennis, exactly, this is also a good way of doing it. So if you have some way of logging into your send log what variation of this specific email was sent to that recipient for this job ID, you can do like Dennis, or you can have impression regions where you have unique impression region names. So what you can do is you can have your combination of job ID, viewers web page URL, list of impression regions that were shown, put into the send log, and then your email previews will not just look for the most recent viewers web page URL from your send log, but it will look at your most recent viewers web page URL from your send log based on the combination of your job and your personalization. So yeah, Dennis, thank you for being proactive here. We fully agree. If we have a way of identifying the uniqueness in the send log, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. But back to the solution. You will then have your URLs in the email previews, and we will then have a query which is identifying any of these jobs that are missing a screenshot or have an old screenshot. What I mean by an old screenshot is you can have a job that is, you can say, an always on journey, or a transactional email that is sent on an ongoing basis. If you might say, hey, but I have already a screenshot for that. But if that screenshot is, let's say, more than a month old, the email could have changed. So we don't want to take screenshots of every email every day. If we have kind of a relatively new screenshot of an email, let's keep it. Otherwise, let's request a new screenshot. So all of the emails or all of the preview links that are requiring a new screenshot are put into the pending previews data extension. And from there, as you know, my favorite tool in the toolbox is script activity. You already realized that at the last solution. We have the this one called the Screenshot One API, which is I can show you a web service for doing exactly this. The Screenshot One API will then take the URL, take a screenshot of it, and place the actual image file on, in my case, Amazon S3, and it will update the email previews that, hey, I have now taken a screenshot of this, everything is fine, and we have a timestamp for when the most recent screenshot has been taken. So, and again, just one thing before we go on, just like in the link preview, sorry, in the link check, I have also written down steps for the tech savvy, so you know exactly what is going on here. So again, back to our solution here, we have a data extension here, a few data extensions that's called email snapshots. And you can see here we have email one welcome, email two more information, and these are done across two journeys. And we have, of course, information about when we did generate the preview, the viewer's webpage URL we used for the preview, and the subscriber key. So as you saw, we just sent out this new weather forecast email, which we don't have here. So let's just go back and see if we can have our automation studio take a screenshot of that. So we have here our preview generator, and let's have it run once. So we'll just first of all find all the emails for preview, and while it's running, we can then check what does it find. It takes, of course, all of these details from our send log. It you know, if it takes the send log, sorry, yeah, if it joins the job to get the email name, it joins journey activity and journey to get the journey name, and it also takes only the viewer's webpage URLs, which are sent within the last 30 days. And we already have a question here. How long does this viewer's webpage URL remain valid? So this is a tricky question, because viewers' webpage URLs are notoriously unstable. the viewer's web page URL is not actually a link to the HTML. It's a link to the URL actually builds the email at the time when you ask it to do so. So it basically takes and renders the email against the sendable dates extension to which the email was originally sent as part of this job. And if that dates extension is either deleted, flushed, overwritten, what do you think happens? The viewer web page does not work anymore. So you can do two things here. You can, of course, have this running very frequently. So you reduce the time between you reduce the time between the send out and the screenshot is being taken. Or the other way around, you can use a custom solution for viewers web page, which is back to the send log, a send log based solution. So instead of the viewer's web page being generated with the standard viewer's web page functionality, it is generated with your email actually looking up the details from the send log instead of, it will use the send log data to generate the email preview instead of the viewer's web page data. And Tommy, exactly, if it's a daily override, the viewer's web page will be more. The viewer's web page won't be valid for more than a day. Yes, and this is back to what I was saying. There's nothing wrong with running this on a regular basis. So if this is a daily override, yes, you will not be able to do the screenshot after that. But this is also something that is for always on journeys. When you have a daily override, this is often something this is done for, how do you call it? For like campaigns. They are often, they can be often just data extensions that are only living for limited number of days. But always on journeys, they kind of, depending on how you of course build it, let's not go into that details. But I think that the point that I'm trying to make is we want to have the frequency of this preview be sufficient to also catch the cases where your viewer's web page URL might die. We have our emails for preview. We have find pending previews, which we have find pending previews, which is exactly either records we have preview generated is null, so we have not yet done the preview of this, or if preview generated is older than 1 month ago, then we will put this into email previews pending. And finally, we have our SSJS, which will then be using in this case, the API of screenshot1 to take a screenshot and basically update our dates extension and say, hey, we have generated the email preview here for this one. Let's check the dates extension here. So we had 3 records before. Let's see. Hey, now we have 4 records. Wow. And we have our weather forecasts. We have our viewers web page URL. And let's see here. If we go in and check the last part of the solution, which is actually the email previews. So this is now the cloud page, which is kind of the last bit here. And why isn't it not working? Good question. Did I delete the old ones? Probably I have deleted the old ones, but never mind. This is the one from today, which you just saw we have sent out. And this is now the how do you call it? Yeah, this is the preview that is being taken from our from our this is the preview that is taken off of the email we just sent. And in this cloud page, you can see how many sends we have done of this email the last 30 days. So, and you can search for the email name, and you can search for both email name and for journey. It's super flexible, and as a trailblazers, yeah. So you can see it's super flexible. So even if you have 50 journeys and 200 emails, you can narrow it down to whatever you want to show in your in your overview. And yeah, so this is basically it. It's a good way of having an always-on overview of what you are sending out. You can share it with your business stakeholders if they want to know exactly what emails have been sent out. You can tag these emails with different departments and be able to send them like links that is specific for them. So if you share this with the sales, it will only be sales emails that they are seeing. You can tag it with campaign information. You can do whatever you want. But I think most important part is you should maybe do this in an IP restricted way, or in any other way prevent this this page from being public. Because as you know, we might have personally identifiable information. You can say, hello Lucas, this is your voucher code, blah blah blah. You don't necessarily want to have it shared with the entire world. And yeah, there are multiple ways of securing that, and one of them is, and I can just briefly show this to you. One of them is to use IP restrictions. Let me just see if I added it to this one. And you will quickly see there's a lot of code here. So yeah, I have not added IP restrictions to this because this was a quick test. But otherwise, I would strongly encourage you to have IP restrictions or any other type of security of this. So the page itself can look quite big, but most of this functionality is for the sake of searching, for the sake of the lightbox pop up for viewing the bigger emails here. It's for the enabling horizontal scrolling. If you have a lot of emails lined up, you can have the the page as reduced as you want if you don't have that many emails. So yeah, that's basically it. So two quite simple solutions. One is for the link checker. It's fully contained to Automation Studio, so you don't need to have any third-party solutions. The other one is using a third-party solution called the Screenshot One, and I think even the free version has something like 100 free screenshots a month. So you should be fine, covering your basics. If you have any concerns of running this as with a third party, but you want to have it fully within your own organization, I have also built a simple Node.js application that basically does the same thing. So it is fairly simple to have people who are technically savvy to build something so you don't need to rely on third parties outside of your environment, but have all the emails and all the data purely within your company. And let me just have a quick check for the last kind of questions, because we are also about to hit our time limit of 1 hour. It looks like all the answers seem to be answered. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, Lucas. Any further questions? I found this at least very enlightening and good deep dive into what you can do with Marketing Cloud engagement. And I think this kind of sort of enforced or reinforced the idea that, at least to me, that Marketing Cloud engagement still has a role to play that I have yet to see with the new next product offering
Yes.
that Marketing Cloud is going through.
Yeah, and exactly. I think the ability to have that easily extendable data model. So if I want to add a data extension where I want to store these results of screenshots, if I want to add a script activity that does something on a batch based, it's possible. I don't need to how do you add this screenshot data extension to Data Cloud? Do you do a DLO, a DMO? Wait, no.
No,
So
it doesn't work with Data Cloud. Might work with some weird workaround on an S3 bucket or maybe using Salesforce CMS, but you would have to completely rethink these kind of things.
Yes, yeah, and you can probably use flows and a custom object on core to do some of that would work. But what about something else
with Apex you can create like custom variables within the code, but then how to make those persist, it's quite tricky.
Yeah. So again, just to emphasize, it's not because I don't want Salesforce to evolve. I think Data Cloud, MC Next are some really promising tools, but it is just the question of having the right tool for the right purpose. I know that most of the customers I'm working with, they find these capabilities really crucial for doing what they want. And as long as we don't have that feature parity or similar capabilities on core, I think we're still not in a position where we can kill marketing cloud engagement. Cool. So no more questions, I think. So again, once again, let me just check if I have some
there was a question actually from Kabir. Thank you, Lucas. On another note, are any of your clients planning to use marketing products on core?
Yes, I do have them. We have customers who are using Marketing Cloud on core, but that said, I don't have customers who are migrating from marketing engagement to marketing on core. These are more new customers to Salesforce who might have already Sales Cloud or Service Cloud that are putting MC on core on top of that. Most of them might perhaps considered Marketing Cloud account engagements or the old Pardot, because this is where I see more similarities to this than than between MCE and MC on core. And Dennis, who don't know how to use SFMC? So
I think it's a reference to what Lakshmi posted earlier, that transition from MCE to MC Next wouldn't be instant, but gradually,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and yes, and for me, this is about being able to build these things. This is about what I call bending the Lego bricks, because
Mm.
for me, Salesforce is giving a lot of Lego bricks, and they give like
Again, a
this.
Danish reference.
Exactly. When you can take two Lego bricks, three Lego bricks, and stack them on top of each other. But what I really like is to say, I have a Lego brick like this, but can we bend it a little and do something really cool with it? So
Mm.
always looking for ways of connecting Marketing Cloud either with other some third-party tools, or to use SSJS HTTP requests for something that was maybe originally meant to be used as API integration for posting data to other endpoints. But since it can return the HTTP status, why not use it for that?
Cool. We're at time, but just wanted to give my 2 cents still to the sort of migration question. I mean, if it gives you any indication, I think one good parable is looking at what happened to workflow rules and process builder. They're still operating. Workflow rules were just given the sort of end of support, but they are still working. I mean, end of support means that that Salesforce doesn't any longer like offer guided support from their help organization, but they're still working. If you have a workflow rule or a process builder process, even today, operational, it works. So it's likely going to be that way for I don't know how long, but
Yeah.
I think the same kind of approach is for sure going to be with Marketing Cloud
Yeah.
engagement. Because
But
Salesforce
then we
will be
just we just
shooting
we just
themselves
got
full.
but we just got news that we are getting end of renewal and end of sales on Advertising Studio.
Oh,
So
but
you
that's
might
different.
but you might still keep Marketing Engagement. But if they keep cutting off the
Mm,
features of Marketing Cloud Engagement, they can still you still have it. You can do nothing with it, but you still have it. But yeah, let's see.
yeah, but Advertising Studio is it was never a very, let's say, a very solid
Well,
product in
it's
my.
not a must have, and you can do these things in different ways. But yeah, I just don't want to have something that in 1 year we are retiring Journey Builder.
Oh
You
yeah,
can still keep Marketing Cloud Engagement,
or
but
Automation Studio, and then everything
yes,
breaks.
yeah, but you
That
still
would
have
maybe
MCE.
even, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Timo.
Cool.
Again,
Thank
thank
you,
you so much
everyone.
for
Have a
inviting
nice
me.
weekend.
I'll share the slides with you so you can share it with everyone who signed up and the recording. So yeah, and again, thank you everyone for joining, and have a great weekend
Yeah.
once you get that far.